I was in a Starbucks with a colleague, right in that wicked part of the morning when people are caffeining up before work. And so it was really crowded, and there was a long line, and the drive-thru was packed. And everybody was in a massive hurry, especially the staff. And the barista behind the counter, well, she was hustling around doing her best. I think she might have been new, though, so that was making things a little more frantic. And this woman customer comes up to the counter, and she orders one of those fancy 9-ingredient mocha drizzle extravaganzas with some very specific instructions on how much almond foam it should have and which ingredients needed to be left out. And when the young gal behind the counter repeated the order back to her, I guess she got part of it wrong, and the lady said no, and then very condescendingly rattled off her order again as though she was speaking to a golden retriever. And then she paid without a tip, and she stood off to the side scrolling on her phone while she waited for her name to be called. Now, the gal behind the counter didn't cry, but you could see that it had affected her, taken the wind out of her sails. And the guy ahead of us in line gave the barista a big smile, and he said, "Nothing fancy for me, just a tall black coffee." And you could see this tiny little flicker of relief on the barista's face. So my pal Matt caught that, and he turned to me, and in a voice that was loud enough for the people behind us to hear, he said, "Look, I know you like the complicated drinks, but for today, let's keep it simple." And now he knows I only ever order black coffee. So what he was really doing was he was saying it to the people behind us. So we ordered our regular coffees, and the next people in line ordered regular coffees. And the next person did too. And the barista started to see what was going on, which is we were all trying to make things a little smoother, a little easier. And when Matt picked up his coffee, he pulled off the top, took a big inhale, sip, and then he turned to the barista and he said, "Perfect." And I did too. Perfect. And then the people who had ordered behind us, they picked up their coffees, they did the exact same thing. They took it, "Perfect." And it became a thing. And then people would pick up their coffees and say that, even people who hadn't been there for the whole start of the episode. It was just funny, and people kept doing it. And then something really cool happened. The woman who had been mean to the barista, she picked up her coffee, and she went up and very quietly apologized. She could have doubled down and stormed out, cursing under her breath at all of us, and she could have kept up a tantrum going all day. But instead, she recognized that people were just being supportive to somebody who was serving them as best she could. Her gesture made my whole day. And as she walked out, my friend Matt raised his cup to her, and she smiled and he said, "Perfect."